Cupid came early this year and he's bringing that Asian flair. That's right. This year, we're making the viral dumpling bake. Here's how to make it. What is going on, guys? It is Mr. C, the Cook and Teach here with a wonderful recipe for you. And here's the best part. It's only gonna take one dish and no cutting, nothing to cook on the stove. That's all it's gonna take. Here's how to make it. You're gonna want, for our viral dumpling bake, you're gonna use, I'm using chicken bone broth. You could use regular chicken broth. I'm going in here with a cup into our baking dish. Okay. Now you could also use coconut milk. A lot of the other viral dishes for dumpling bakes use coconut milk. My family's not as big into coconut milk, so I'm using some bone broth. I think it'll give a nice flavor to it. We're going in with 2 tablespoons of gochujang, which is a red pepper paste. We're gonna go in with that. 2 tablespoons there into our broth mixture. There's 1, and there is 2. Okay, now I'm gonna go in then. I like a little spice in my life this Valentine's Day, so I'm gonna go in with about a tablespoon's worth of sriracha. If you're not as big into spice like me, you can omit it. Definitely don't need it, but I do think sriracha is pretty much delicious on anything. Okay, we're gonna give this a quick whisk here. Get that gochujang paste kind of separated and mixing with our bone broth. Make sure we get all of those ingredients well incorporated. Now, this already has a beautiful red color, perfect for this Valentine's Day. Look at that. Nice red color. Still got a little bit of the gochujang paste. So you want to make sure that when you put this in here, you really whisk it. Optionally, you could put this into a bowl or a larger cup to whisk it, but we're trying to save on dishes, so I'm trying to use just 1 dish here. Okay, next up, we're gonna go in with about 1 teaspoon's worth of chili crisp. Okay, 1 teaspoon there. Then about 1 teaspoon's worth of some sweet chili sauce. If you haven't noticed, the running trend here is everything in hues of red and pink. Because, hey, it's Valentine's Day and why not? Next up, we've got 1 teaspoon of dumpling sauce. I'm using dumpling sauce because we're gonna be putting dumplings in here, but soy sauce will do just as well. So 1 teaspoon there. Next up, need a little acidity. So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of our rice wine vinegar. Into that goes. Actually, you know what? We're gonna make it 2 teaspoons. And then finally, we are going to put in 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. Now, I'm sure some of you at home are asking, wait a minute, chili crisp doesn't it have garlic? Yeah, I like garlic, okay? Don't hate. Next, a couple cracks of black pepper into our dish there, and then just a couple cracks of salt. Whisk to combine everything. This is looking beautiful. Now, everything is well incorporated. Our gochujang paste has completely mixed well with all the other ingredients, including our bone broth and others. Should look like that. Okay, maybe not the most appealing thing now, but it's about to be here in just a second. Next up, I'm going in with this Asian medley, frozen vegetables. Again, I'm trying to save on dishes, so I'm gonna opt out of having to cut anything. If you want, you could throw any vegetable in here. Bok choy is a fantastic option. Zucchini is another one. But if you're looking to save some time, save some money, get yourself an Asian medley, okay? Shout out to Aldi. Now, that's in there, okay? Finally, what this dish is all about. We've got some mini chicken and vegetable dumplings here that we are going to put over the top of our veggies. Now, next up, you're going to want to make sure that all this is kind of mixed with that broth. So I'm going to kind of stir this around, okay? Get some of our veggies in there, get the dumplings in there. You want the dumplings to be covered by the broth, but you don't want them to be submerged, right? We want just a little bit of that dumpling to stick out of the top so that it crisps up and that the dumpling in the broth soaks that up and makes a nice crisp but also juicy bite. All right. Now, if you notice, like I am noticing right now, that not all of our veggies and our dumplings are covered, you can go in with some more broth. Coconut milk, again, is another option. I'm going to go in with probably, I would say, about a half a cup more worth of the bone broth. I think that looks good. I'm just going to give it one final mix here. I'm going to try and ladle some of this broth over the top of our dumplings and our veggies so that everything gets that delicious flavor. Now, I've got the oven set to 400. This is going to go in the oven at 400, covered with aluminum foil for about 20 minutes. When that 20 minutes is up, you're going to take it out. You're going to remove the foil. You're going to put it back in to crisp up our top here for about an additional 10 minutes, 30 minutes total. Okay? So get yourself some aluminum foil. Cover this bad boy up nice and tight. And this is ready to go into our 400-degree oven. I will see you in 20 minutes. What's going on, guys? 30 minutes are up. Our viral wonton bake is out of the oven, and I'll tell you what, look at this. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, time to plate it up. Now, optionally, because I know I mentioned dishes earlier, you can serve this with some chopped green onion. We'll just chop a few green onions there. Shout out to Material Kitchen. Their knives, perfect. Love their products. And we're also gonna put a little bit of sesame seeds over the top to garnish. But before we do that, let's plate some of this delicious wonton bake. Make sure we get a little bit of everything. Some of that broth, some of the wonton, some of the veggies. And look at that. Need I say more? All right. We will garnish with our green onions, a little bit of sesame seeds, and we are ready to eat. All right, let's dig in. Make sure we get a little bit of everything here. Some of the veg and one of those wontons. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh. It's got a perfect amount of heat. and the veggies are nice. There's a little bit of a bite to them. They're not super soft and soggy from the liquid. And the wontons are cooked perfectly. They're moist, they're umptious. When you bite into them, they've got like a little toothsome bite. All those flavors play super well together. Now, you could serve this as is. You could serve this over a nice bed of rice or any sort of Asian noodle. If you serve it over a bed of rice or Asian noodles, I would definitely add more broth. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of that broth though. Yeah, the broth is what does it. That's out of this world. It's got the right amount of heat. It might be a little too hot for some. So if you're someone who's not big on spice, I would maybe tone down, get rid of some of the sriracha. But otherwise, this is fantastic. A perfect dish for any Valentine's, anybody that you care about and love. At the end of the day, I truly believe Valentine's Day isn't about wining and dining. It isn't about going all out at some restaurant. I think when you truly love someone, right, the way to my heart is food. I think food is a love language. If you spend the time and effort into something, whether it be a wonton bake, mac and cheese, or sloppy joes, if you take the time to put in the effort, care, and love into your food, and you give it to somebody you care about, that, in my mind, is what Valentine's Day is all about. You have got to try this. Thank you so much for watching. What are your plans for Valentine's Day? What is your favorite Asian meal? As always, make sure you smash all of those buttons. Drop a comment down below. What do you want to see me cook next? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart this Valentine's Day. This is Mr. C, the Cook and Teach, and this is Cook and Teach out.